to a FanNoise Fantasy Pick'em Show, Week 12, baby. Just had a lot of Thanksgiving in the belly. Just got off the plane, took some Dramamine. I'm a little tired. If I sound a little tired, I'm not as energized. I'm sorry. I'm doing this for you guys, though. All right, outfit of the day. Got the little beanie on, yellow. Little Heinz Ward throwback. Thanks, Cole Katopka, K-Top Nation. Thank you very much. We'll go right into it here, all right? Hope your Thanksgiving was good. Hope it was tasty. A lot of family, a lot of friends, a lot of football, all right? Right into the stardoms. All right, we're going right into the battery of the team, baby. Battery of the team right now is Taysom Hill in New Orleans, all right? Yeah, he went against Denver last week. They had no quarterback. They had a wide receiver throwing the football, all right? But they're going against Atlanta, okay? Allows the most fantasy points to quarterbacks. 24 fantasy points and 2 rushing touchdowns last week. He's proven that he could do it in your lineup. We're making a playoff push here, okay? If you need a risky pick, if you need a guy right now at quarterback, throw Taysom Hill in there, all right? He'll do the job. Kirk Cousins, I hate this guy so much, but we're starting him in fantasy. Minnesota's hot, and they're playing Jacksonville, who allows the 3rd most fantasy points to quarterbacks. Okay, Jacksonville's horrible. The Vikings are climbing up the top, and that's that. Kirk Cousins, start him, all right? On to running backs. David Montgomery, finally a breakout game for this guy. He is one of the best backs that doesn't get talked about in the NFL. David Montgomery, 3-2. He finally had a burst, a 57-yard rush, longest of the year. David Montgomery is going against Detroit, okay? We always start running backs against Detroit. It is what it is. Sorry, Lions. It's just bad over there, all right? They allow the 2nd most fantasy points for running backs, 25 fantasy points last week against Green Bay. For Montgomery, which is not saying much because Green Bay's defense is not that good, but at the same time, David Montgomery finally has a breakout game. I'm happy for him. We're starting him. I know you've probably been starting him and been upset, but this week, they're figuring out the run a little bit, and they are going against the Lions. So, James White. Okay, James White for New England. All right, LA Charge allows the 9th most fantasy points to running backs. All right, he had 14 fantasy points last 2 weeks. He's great in PPR leagues. Okay, Patriots, we all know they can run, catch, pass. They kind of do it all. Bill Belichick knows what he's doing over there with his running backs in New England. They have about 85 of them on the roster every year. James White. Okay, James White. All right. Wide receiver Jarvis Landry, all right, for the Cleveland Browns. They're 8-3. They're probably going to make the playoffs. Cleveland, frenzy, okay? They're going crazy over there in Cleveland. Tennessee allows the 5th most fantasy points to running back or wide receivers. This is going to be a great football game. This is a great test for the Browns and Tennessee, to be honest with you. I'm excited to watch this game. Jarvis Landry needs to go off. Baker Mayfield needs to show him off, and that's that. Sterling Shepard, about the only good thing going on in New York. Yeah, Giants fans, congratulations. You might make the playoffs at 6-10. Nobody cares. No one's going to give you any respect, but you could be happy about it, whatever. But they're playing Seattle. Seattle allows far most fantasy points to wide receivers in fantasy. It's an easy start. Sterling Shepard is a quality guy. He's a reliable guy in your lineup. You've probably been starting him, but we're going to continue to start Sterling Shepard. Daniel Jones over there slinging the ball around. All right, 6 receptions last 5 weeks. Almost said K there, but I didn't. All right, I didn't. On the tight ends, Robert Tonyan. Don't care. Green Bay, hate him, hate their guts. Hate this guy so much, hate this team, hate this offense. But you know what? He's going to give you some fantasy points. Okay, he's playing Philly, allows the 6th most fantasy points to tight ends. 15-plus fantasy points last 2 weeks, including a touchdown in both. Okay, it's an easy start, said K again. Eric Ebron for the Steel Nation. All right, undefeated Steel. My favorite to win the Super Bowl. They're going to beat the Chiefs. Favorable matchup against Washington. This might be an absolute slaughter, but I don't know. Antonio Gibson could run the football. I don't know. 11 plus fantasy points for the last 5 weeks, including 3 touchdowns. Okay? Said K again. Dang it. Yeah, that's it for the stardoms. All right, Steel Nation, like I said, playoffs, Super Bowl, mark it down. On to the situms. Quarterback Carson Wentz. Trash. trash. North Dakota State was really high, real low, real quick. Carson Wentz, we're sitting him. He's playing Green Bay, who has the lockdown corner in Jair Alexander. Wrote a blog about it. He's my number 3 best defenders in football right now. Yeah, lockdown. Carson Wentz can't make a read. He can't throw the ball. He can't scramble. He can't do anything. All right? Matt Ryan, sitting him. Feel bad for the guy, but they're going against New Orleans. 10th toughest defense against quarterbacks. I know they went off last week. Maybe they're high. Maybe they're on a high streak. I don't know. But they're going in. New Orleans is a great club right now. All right. Taysom Hill figuring out that they could do it with him. And they honestly look pretty good. So we're sitting Matt Ryan. Less than 15 fantasy points the last 2 weeks. I mean, it's just tough over there in Atlanta. On to running backs here. Duke Johnson. Started him last week. Got you 17 points. All right. This week we're sitting him. He's going against Indy. 4th toughest defense against running backs. Zach Sterry, I told you so, baby. 17 points. You thought we were lying? You weren't listening to FanNoise? We tell you what's up, all right? Texans offense will likely struggle with Will Fuller suspended. Unfortunately, Duke Johnson, sit him, all right? And Chase Edmonds for Arizona. LA Rams, 3rd toughest defense against running backs. Kenyon Drake is getting majority of the touches now that he's healthy. It's time to sit Chase Eds, all right? CE, Chase Eds, Arizona Cardinals. Good team, not starting the running back, though. On to wide receivers, Juju Smith-Schuster. What? We're sitting Juju? Yes, we are sitting Juju. We're actually doing a segment right here, the JJ segment. We're sitting 2 JJs, Juju, and we're sitting Jerry Judy. Okay? Jerry Judy, JJ, Juju, JJ segment. Sitting both of you guys. Okay? Juju only 19 yards the last game against Jacksonville. It's horrendous. Seems to be falling to the third option of Big Ben. All right, Big Ben, big guy, knows his reads, been in the league a long time. Juju's just not getting open. That or Big Ben just saying, you know what, I have other guys. We're figuring it out that way. All right, Juju, sit him, and Jerry Judy. They have no quarterback over there. Might as well throw me in the quarterback spot over there. They just started a tight end who was running a wide receiver who was running for his absolute life last week in Denver. Ugly game to watch. I know a lot more people watched it than they usually watch Denver because of that situation. But at the same time, it was bad. And they're playing Kansas City, guys. It's an easy sit this week. 4th toughest defense against wide receivers. Tight end, Trey Burton. Love sitting this guy. Love sitting Trey Burton. He is a disgrace to football. He's a horrible football player. He's ugly. He's a tight end. He's bad. We're sitting him against Houston. All right, tough tight end matchup against Houston, even though he's horrific already. 3 or less receptions last 5 weeks. He's horrific. And got bailed out last 2 weeks with a touchdown. Lucky. He's horrific. Do not start Trey Burton. Get rid of him. Trade him if you're in a dynasty league. Get rid of him forever. Start trading away your guys. If you got this guy, you're probably not winning. He's terrible. Tyler Higbee is another sit, okay, for the LA Rams. Going against Arizona, another matchup I like this week. Arizona has the 9th toughest defense against tight ends. Only gotten 10 fantasy points once all year long. Tyler Higbee. 1 time. Let that sink in. Let that sink in. 1 time. Let that sink in. 1 time. Tyler Higbee. Trash. On to the wild card. Okay, here we go. You guys love this segment. Cards. Wild, baby. Just smoked myself in the face. Deshaun Watson, wild card. Yeah, you might say, yeah, that's an automatic start. But no, this week he is a wild card. You know why? Because his star wide receiver, Will Fuller, who I have on my team, stupidly got suspended. Don't even know if that sentence made sense. Idiot. Okay again. He made me really upset, suspended. Will Fuller really, might be a detriment to my team. I'm making the playoffs. This is a huge suspension. And Deshaun Watson in Houston, it's already going downhill down there this year, so it could be really bad this week. Or he could be really good because it's Deshaun Watson. We really don't know because of Will Fuller. This just happened. This is why he's in the wild card segment, all right? He's facing Indy, who has the 3rd toughest defense against quarterbacks. If you get out there and get another quarterback, I would suggest you do that. As long as it's not Carson Wentz. Trash. Devontae Parker is another wild card for Miami. Starting quarterback for week 13, we don't know. It's between Fitzpatrick and Tua. They were just going back and forth in Miami, averaging less than 10 fantasy points with Tua at quarterback, averaging around 15 fantasy points with Fitz. It's just up for grabs. You don't know if Devontae's getting the ball or not. It's kind of got to be frustrating for that guy. It's got to be frustrating a little bit for Miami fans because they're doing well, but they just need to pick a quarterback and stick with it. It's that simple. All right? That's it for the sit-ems, start-ems, sit-ems. We're on to the cut-em segment. Yeah, get my blood boiling a little bit. We're cutting. Guess who we're cutting, T.Y. again? Cut him. He had 16-something points last week. Do not let that fool you. I saw that in my league. I saw that on the waiver wires. Do not let that fool you. He will let you down. He will crush you. He will kill you. Cut him from your team and get rid of him if you haven't already. I've said it for 3-4 weeks now. And that's that. T.Y., get him out of your life. And a cut him that your Detroit Lions fans are going to be upset about. We're cutting Matt Stafford. I'm a Bears fan. Yeah, you could say I'm biased. You could say that's why. No, okay? Matt Stafford's been extremely disappointing in fantasy this year. The Lions have been extremely disappointing this year. Overall, just a bad year for the Lions as usual. They need to figure it out over there. Patricia's gone. They're starting to make moves finally. But Matt Stafford, could he be a Bear next year? I would really appreciate that. Would really like that. Could he be somewhere else? We don't know. All right, Matt Stafford, sit him or cut him. Cut Stafford, and you'll be okay in fantasy. Okay, now a little rant here. It's the end of the season. Teams are starting to make a push for the playoffs. Fantasy leagues, fantasy owners, fantasy teams starting to make a push for the playoffs. You guys need to figure out who your mortal locks are, who you do not take out of your lineup. You need to start really hammering the waivers. You got to figure out that one guy. If you have Will Fuller and he got suspended, you have to find a guy that's going to get it done for you, okay? You have to figure out who's going to get it done. Right now, I don't know who's in your league, who you go grab. CD Lamb might be a good option. It's a risky job. It's a risky pick. You trade for him, do whatever you need. If you got Will Fuller in your flex, you go get a running back, James White, if he's not on in any leagues. You just got to find your way to make the playoffs, win some money, and get it done. All right? That is a wrap for the Fantasy Pick'em Show. A little longer than last week. It's going to get better and better because we're pushing towards the playoffs, baby. This has been a great show. Appreciate you guys. Stay tuned for the Saturday College Pick'em, the Sunday slate. Make sure you follow us on all social media platforms. Make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the notification button so you guys are the first ones to get the notification when videos are posted. And make sure you smash that like button, like I said again. Can't say that enough. Hit the like button. Really help us out. If you enjoy the content, comment, interact with our website. Do whatever you can. Get on our social media at FanNoise Sports. It's all over the place. Spotify, Apple Music, just hit our podcast on there. We got everything rolling for you guys. Love you guys. Stay tuned week in and week out. I'm coming at you live. That's a FanNoise Fantasy Pick'em Show. FanNoise out.